Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival. And I got a quick video for you I wanted to do. This is something that happened about a month ago, but it just came across my feed, and I just witnessed it. It's been, I guess, populating the past few days. I saw it a few days ago, but a lot of people are posting about it. And I think it's important just to stay aware of what's going on. And we've talked about these type of incidents before, but I'm going to show a clip from the news, Fox 31 in Aurora, and talking about this particular incident here. So again, when you have open borders, there are consequences, right? Anyway, armed robbers in Aurora claim to be delivery workers. Check it out.
Tonight, a home invasion in Aurora, all of it caught on camera. Multiple armed suspects break into a home with 2 children inside, posing as delivery drivers. Fox 31 speaking with those victims. Our Talia Cunningham is in studio with their message and more of some of that dramatic new video. All new at 9. Talia.
Yeah, Erica, dramatic is right. Some terrifying moments for a family in Aurora. So the crime was caught on Ring doorbell camera, and it all starts right here with this guy. He's wearing like a worker's reflective vest, and he's holding a package posing as a delivery driver. Clearly he isn't. That package is empty. He then rings the doorbell and waits for someone to answer. Someone does, and then this.
It all happened in a matter of seconds. What you just saw was that man pushing the door open and forcing himself inside the home. And then 2 other men with guns rush inside. After only 1 minute, the men then run out, pile into a car, and race down the street. A caretaker and 2 young children were inside the home at the time. And as you can imagine, a traumatic experience for.
So let me just say this. Whenever you're opening the door because you think it's a delivery, your stress levels went way down, right? You see the vest and these sort of things, and a lot of people will not be prepared for that situation. And as you heard, there was I guess a babysitter there watching the children. So if you have a babysitter, tell them to not open the door under any circumstance whatsoever. Do not open the door. You're not expecting anyone. They can redeliver the package the following day or what have you, because typically a babysitter is probably a teenage girl. She's not going to be frosty, strapped, and dangerous and all these sort of things. So just go ahead and say, hey, look, don't open the door for anybody except for we have keys, okay? Obviously, the Ring doorbell's a great tool because you can get the video, but this didn't really help that situation because they already got in the house. They're going to force their way in. 3 guys armed with semi-automatic weapons is going to be an issue for anyone to deal with whenever they catch you by surprise. This is, they're essentially using violence of action, and you're unprepared, especially with your children being there and you have someone watching your children. So let's go ahead and see what else I have to say about this.
For all of them, when authorities arrived, one of the children, a 6-year-old boy, visibly shaken. His mom and dad claim the suspects hit their son and caretaker, pushing him to the ground, and inappropriately touched their 14-year-old daughter. The incident happened on Wednesday, June.
So yeah, it happened June 12th. So it's happened a little while ago, but they inappropriately touched the girl. Luckily, all they took was some valuables, and it was not worse. But again, guys, this is one of these things where not opening the door unless you know the person. If you're even inside, I would answer, if you have a Ring doorbell, answer through the Ring. Who are you? Put the package on the porch. If you're not expecting something that needs to be signed, you obviously know that prior to. They don't just all of a sudden, hey, we need you to sign this. Usually you know ahead of time that you have something that you need to sign for. And or just go pick it up from the location, whatever it may be. Having open borders and these criminals knowing this is a tactic. And the thing is that probably a lot of my subscribers are familiar with this and they know this sort of thing, but most common Americans are so oblivious. They're so oblivious to the dangers of the world, and they wind up becoming victims. So, you know, as a good citizen, just share this information. You can share the video. You can just talk to the people you care about and tell them these things, because we have pretty much Venezuela's opened their prisons shuffle people up here. We've heard that. That's not a conspiracy theory. That is truth. It's actually happening. And obviously always having a preparedness plan, and I've got a video called The Watchman. And if you go to blackscoutfilms.com, you learn a whole slew of things from that for like $10. But basically, you want to have plans in place. Like your children need to know, we need to go to the safe room. You know what I mean? And it's not like the movie safe room where you could if you're very wealthy. But basically you go to a room in case X happens, right? Maybe you get a babysitter that's familiar with firearms, right? Or caretaker or what have you that are familiar with firearms. Don't open the door, harden your home, all these sort of things. But we're going to see more and more of these type of crimes now that we have people that essentially throw their documents down when they walk across the border, so they're not even known to us. And the other thing is that you could be specifically targeted. Again, most Americans walk around completely oblivious to the world and what's going on around them. Usually they're walking around like this. You just see them walking down the street. Like, I don't know how people do that, but they're oblivious, right? You could be targeted. Your spouse could be targeted. Your children could be targeted. They could be watching them for weeks on end, creating a plan that they can essentially abduct or do whatever they desire to your family members or you. And that's the way it is. And, you look at the world today and there's just a lot of weak men, weak men. The world is filled with them. And you look at them, they're whining, man. I would hate to be a woman in today's world, because finding a good man is very rare, because most of them are whiners. Most of them are babies. They're filled with soy and estrogen. I mean, it's absolutely, look through the comments of my videos, for crying out loud. It's absolutely insane. But the thing is and then the men that are tough, strong men, they don't want to do anything because they're winding up like Daniel Penny behind bars because they tried to save other people. That's why you have to say, like I always say, is that you have to be your own hero. No one's coming to save you. No one. You can't expect the police to come save you, because they're not going to. You have to be your own bodyguard, be your own hero, and live your life that way. A lot of people will say, oh man, this is paranoia. You're paranoid. It's good to be paranoid in this day and age. Because like I said last night, things are only going to get worse before they get worse. You've not even seen. This is what we're seeing is the beginning of what I think is the end. We're seeing the beginning stages of it. It's rapidly moving though. And many people are complacent. And at the same time, you have the government wanting to take away your ability to defend yourself, except for maybe having to use your hands. Meanwhile, the criminals have firearms with switches on them. They can, But again, guys, I think in today's world, like being aware is paramount. Like when you're walking, when you're going from these transitional areas, things like parking garages, parking lot, walking in from your car to your house. How many videos have I shown of that? Someone walking from their car into their house and someone's hiding in the bushes. I've shown dozens of videos like that. And it's only going to get worse before it gets worse, guys. You've only seen the beginning of the end. And anyway, I wanted to share this. Someone said, Blink outdoor wireless camera set of 5 at Lowe's. Just throwing that out there. Good call. Cameras are great. And you can get pretty much everybody's making them now. They're good to have as evidence. A lot of them will give you, if you plant them around your house, you'll know where the bad guys are, so you can develop a plan of action. Maybe you need to egress. Maybe you want to set up an ambush. All these sort of things that you can do with this information, right? Intelligence. You're trying to get intelligence. Bad guys are usually ones like this. There's criminal opportunists. There's different types of criminals. There's criminal opportunists that walk and they may see I can probably take this person. Or maybe I see they have something of value I want. But then you have the tactical criminal, the one that are planning and to get you at your weakest moment, right? A lot of times they're going to attack the weaker looking individual because they don't want to fight. They're not going to really want to go against a 220-pound man, 250-pound man, because they could lose. And that man could be strapped. I definitely recommend everyone to be strapped. I mean, always have a way to defend yourself outside of fist fighting. You know what I mean? But also being physically in shape, you may have to run. You may have to run to save your life. You may have to run to save someone else's life. But if I see something going on, I'm going to intervene in it, and I'll just take those repercussions. I've heard and seen a lot of comments of many men that say they will not. They're like, I don't want to wind up in jail because like Daniel Penny or such and such. I'll take that because I'm not going to let someone get attacked, and I'm not going to do anything because I can't live with myself like that. Maybe you can, but I can't. Anyway, again, I wanted to share this because this happened in rural, suburban America. And people are oblivious to it. They're oblivious to a lot of what's going on. Even in my video last night, if you watch that, the amount of people in the comments that are just completely oblivious to things. And you almost got to spoon feed them. Like they can't even think. They can't even think. You got to spoon feed. You got to tell them exactly everything because you can't leave them to think because they can't. They can't figure it out. Unless you're being told they can't figure it out. And that's the sheeple mentality. And unfortunately, that's what most Americans have in this day and age. Anyway, guys, I wanted to share this information with you because I don't want to see anything happen to my subscribers. And obviously, anybody you love, care about, share this information with them. Tell them these things. Don't open the door. You don't have to. Enhance your locks. And if you go get the Black Scout film, blackscoutfilms.com, I'll talk about these things. But adding larger screws into your doors so that way you can't kick them in and stuff like that. There's just lots of techniques and things. You can put the film over the glass that can't be broken, the 3M film. There's lots of ways to harden your home, even if you're living in the suburban America and the cookie cutter home, right? Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you leave a comment, share the video, stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.